was so bad. What's going on, guys? Bullet with GritShift. Today we're at our local riding spot that's filled with sugar sand everywhere. I wanted to do this for a long time now that Rusty's got his custom build dialed in. We're going to do custom dirt bike conversion to an e-bike compared to an Ultra B that's fully built essentially with all bolt-on parts, no custom parts or anything like that. So a quick review of my bike. I have Sirris front and rear suspension, 1821 wheels, EBMX motor, controller, and an E-watt battery, 81 volts. I think it's 74 amp hour, something like that. I'm running about 48 kilowatts peak, and then continuous is about 28 due to voltage sag. All in, this bike is about $15,000, so we're gonna go ahead and see what it does stacked up against Rusty's build. I always tell Rusty that I'm faster than him because his bike weighs like 400 pounds, mine's 135 or 235 pounds. So I got some plans in the future to lighten this thing up. So go ahead, give us a review on your bike.
So my bike is a 2013 YZ450 roller. Got it literally as a roller, so it's about $1,000 for the roller. Then I threw a Fardriver controller, QS motor, and an Amorge battery. Battery was actually only like $1,500, so that was a big cost saving. My total bike all in is about $6,000. It's about a 28 kilowatt tune currently, and big old knobby rear tires. And as much crap as he likes to give me about weight, his bike is about 235, mine's only about 250, just under, just over. So really not much difference there in weight. So that wheelbase gets, you know, an advantage real quick.
And one thing that Rusty forgot to mention was his battery is quick swappable.
Oh yes.
Same thing with this bike. His bike is actually probably a little easier to swap the battery out because I have to remove the whole seat and everything like that. He has a quick pull disconnect pin, super easy. So we're gonna go ahead and see how these bikes stack up. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my God, I can't see. I made a mistake. I made a horrible mistake. I don't have my goggles on. You were blasting me. I got so much sand in my mouth. That was so bad.
I can tell. Holy shit. Did you go down?
No. It's just you from blasting me. Because I didn't have my goggles on and I got mouthfuls of dirt from Rusty. He got in front of me. So we're going to do it again. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I got in front of him. I think I got the W on that one just because I got out the hole quicker. Whereas the first time we lined up, you got out of the hole quicker and I didn't have goggles on, so I had to stop.
It's literally just dependent. Wow, that's the first time that you're riding like a suspension and everything.
Yeah. So first time on Rusty's YZE build. I would say first impression, suspension definitely feels different. Bike overall feels lower, even though it's a bigger bike. So we're gonna go ahead and have at it. I'm out of breath still, but we're gonna send it. All right, you want to do the countdown?
Sure. 3, 2, 1.
Side by side. Oh, I'll let him get in front. still going. Yeah.
I was on you guys the entire time.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, he was definitely going slow. I mean, he doesn't know that bike, to be fair.
No, not at all.
He's never really ridden my bike. This bike feels actually really, really good.
Track nice.
Oh my, I could be faster on this bike than on the Ultra, 100%.
Yeah, you just feel that much more.
Yeah,
powerful.
the suspension's softer on this.
He put a lowering kit on it.
Yeah. So rake and trail angle is probably a little different on this. Well, it's definitely different, but that's probably a contributing factor. But yeah, your bike feels really good.
Right?
Feels really good out here. It feels more stable than this bike.
Yeah, this bike feels like it.
I think
the only reason I think this bike has an advantage is just this tire right now.
that tire and the power.
Yeah.
This bike you could tell off the line.
It's turned down a lot on phase amp, so I don't overheat.
This bike's definitely lacking in a little bit of power.
Yeah.
But overall, I think this bike I could be faster on and more consistent than my Ultra. However, got the suspension. I'm past the break-in interval for the front and rear shock.
We just slow down rebound.
And yeah, I haven't messed with any of the clickers. This is how it comes out of the box. So right now it's a little too stiff for this type of riding terrain. But I think overall it feels really good.
Yeah, they're both
all right,
solid.
Emoto man, get on my bike. And I'll use your bike so I could see how stock suspension is compared to the Sirris suspension in loose sugar sand. Your throttle's live.
Yeah, I'm holding it,
We're like doing a train of holding the bikes. The Sirris suspension, I guess the way the stag is set right now, feels pretty soft up top, and then it stiffens up throughout the stroke. I don't know, this bike feels like it sits a lot taller. Oh, new single line. This bike feels like it sits a lot taller. Through this stuff, I don't know, I feel like, oh, there's a double. I feel like the Sirris suspension is definitely better. This bike feels kind of all over the place a little bit.
Suspension though soaks.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this. I have to like, no, I got to be up on like a wheelie more or less, riding through the whoops like perfectly.
Yeah.
Hit them. This one, it just like absorbs anything you put towards it.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Riding your bike, I feel like this feels kind of stiff throughout its entire travel, whereas this up top, the Sirris, it feels more plush on the top of the travel, and then it progressively gets stiffer throughout the stroke.
Yeah. I would definitely say, yeah, there's a few times you hit, you think you're gonna bottom, but it just like,
it just goes
so smooth.
I've yet to bottom these out.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so conclusion to the ride. We just went out in some really deep sugar sand here in South Florida. We did about a 10 to 12 mile deep sugar sand trail route. Both of the bikes did really well. My bike dropped about 10 volts in battery side, probably about 10.5 in overall use. Josh's bike also dropped about 10 volts. That's comparing a 96 volt 52 amp hour versus this 81 volt 73 amp hour. So pretty similar battery percentage loss. Josh is running a little bit more peak kilowatts, but both bikes did really well. They both have some advantages and disadvantages. Josh, why don't you focus on first what you thought about yours?
So what I thought about mine is I have not played with the clickers on the suspension at all, because I just finished the break-in period with this Sirris suspension. I definitely need to play with some clickers. Out here in the sugar sand, you typically want the rebound and stuff like that set up a little bit differently than how it came out of the box. So riding this bike was great, but it was a little bit of a handful, honestly, sometimes coming into turns and out of turns. Whereas when I test rode Rusty's bike, it was a lot smoother, like significantly smoother. It felt like it tracked a lot straighter. So really impressed with how Rusty's bike handled. Not impressed with the power, but I'm still faster on Rusty's bike with Rusty on my bike. So, but overall, I think this bike did great. Being that it's a 15K build with all bolt-on parts, there's no custom parts on it that you need to like fabricate or whatever. I think it's a pretty decent setup and a pretty versatile setup. I could take this bike out here in the sugar sand, MX track, hard enduros, pretty much do everything with it. It doesn't do everything great, but it does everything pretty well. Whereas Rusty's bike feels amazing out here, and he could do roughly the same amount of things that this bike could do. In some cases better because it's a Yamaha chassis essentially with years and years of research and development with geometry and suspension and all that stuff. But overall, both bikes felt great. I think if I was to do this from scratch, I would probably build a custom bike if I had the resources and knowledge to be able to do so. I would go that route just because Rusty's bike, $6 grand. I got on it, it felt amazing. So that's probably what I would do. I think you did a beautiful job on your build. But then again, it is all custom and you had to do a lot of stuff. Like you spent a lot of time like tinkering and changing things and like all that stuff. Whereas I just got parts and bolted them on and spent double the amount. But
you know where this is leading to though? I think GritShift's got to double the budget and let's see what a $12,000 YZE conversion looks like.
He just wants to be lighter and try to be faster than me. All right, that's gonna wrap this video up. Let us know if you have any questions about either of the builds. Be happy to answer them. Shoot us a comment and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this.